My name is Lenny Henry, and I choose bookshops because
they're a kind of ideal parish for me.
Everything ever written, everywhere is just in a bookshop.
they're a wonderland of magic and fantasy and imagination.
You can be anyone you want in a bookshop. You can stand in somebody else's shoes, you can travel the world, you can travel through time.
And they have a mate, I can't believe I've actually stood next to it. There we go, one of the great books.
But when I walk into a good bookshop, there is still for me that sense of possibility.
I choose bookshops because I love them, and bookshop people are my kind of people.
Who really know what they're talking about and can give you hand-picked recommendations.
Experts in reading, people whose job it is to put the right book into the right hand.
When you step through the door, you feel like you're amongst friends.
And coming and talking to you about, if you like this, how about you try that as well?
You have staff recommendations.
I also like the feel of people being around me who also like books.
And you'll look over and you'll be like, what are you buying? And then you get sort of book envy.
I just made friends with two people over there then, because we were looking at the same table of books.
It's always good to have somebody to kind of show you what's out, what's available, how to expand your reading, your collection.
I love going to a serene, quiet space that's just filled with the smell of books. You know the smell I mean.
And I like to feel the weight and heft of the tome that I'm potentially about to buy.
Some of my greatest pleasure is coming into a bookshop.
They're also incredibly important spaces in any community.
The beating heart of the high street, if you like.
Bringing together people of all ages, right down to tiny toddlers at story time.
There was a quaint little corner bookshop, and I always used to go there when I was stressed.
You're going to your favourite bookshop. I hope you're finding new bookshops.
You walk through the door and you know you could be lost here for hours.
Yeah, we need more of them, really.
It's a rich and lovely experience.
They are
just mouth-wateringly good.
Is there any other option?
Choose bookshops.
They might choose a voyage to stars and black holes, or to relive their team's most legendary goals, to learn how to draw, to grow, to bake, or scare themselves silly and stay wide awake. From the depths of love to the depths of the ocean, give a gift beyond words. Give a National Book Token.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Books Are My Bag Readers' Awards ceremony. I'm Hazel Broadfoot, owner of Village Books in Dulwich, and it's also my privilege to be the president of the Booksellers Association. It's so good to be back in Foyles in person. Foyles people, I love your bookshop. And also to be welcoming viewers online. It's a delight to be able to celebrate books together. These awards are a wonderful collegiate effort, and I'd like to thank our sponsors. Huge thank you to National Book Tokens, our headline sponsor, and also to our many publisher sponsors, Hachette, Penguin Random House, HarperCollins, Pan Macmillan, Simon & Schuster, Dorling Kindersley, Bloomsbury, Canongate, Usborne, Scholastic, Atlantic, Faber and Faber, Bonnier Books, Chicken House, Icon Books, Profile Books and Walker Books. Please give them all a big round of applause. I'd also like to say an enormous thank you to Emma Bradshaw and the team at the BA who put so much thought and effort into producing these awards. I see what goes on behind the screen, and they put so much care and attention into it. They really deserve our thanks. This has been an interesting year. It feels that the supposed Chinese curse, "May you live in interesting times," is played out rather too energetically. Yet despite all the uncertainty, or maybe even because of it, books continue to thrive. The number of bookshops is rising and new audiences are being discovered. Who'd have thought that social media could energise a new generation of readers, yet TikTok has done the seemingly impossible and generated avid interest in books and reading amongst teenagers and young adults. And as we seem about to enter a new age of austerity, it's reassuring to know that a book still provides the most brilliant value for money in comparison with almost any other form of entertainment. Bookshops are all about community, so the ending of lockdowns has let us get back to doing what we love best and what nobody does as well as booksellers, putting a book we love into the hands of a reader and hoping they will love it too. These awards are a reflection of what booksellers do every day all over the UK. The shortlists represent a superb array of titles. I'm not going to name my own personal favourites, but I particularly like that every one of the shortlisted writers in the breakthrough category has a champion in my bookshop. Radzi Chinyanganya was due to host our prize ceremony, but had to drop out as unfortunately he's got COVID. Radzi, we hope you get better soon. So it's my pleasure to introduce and to thank Liz Fenwick for stepping in to save the day. It feels very fitting to have Liz presenting these awards. Not only is she an award-winning novelist herself, but she's a staunch champion of bookshops. She's a frequent and welcome visitor to many bookshops across the UK, including mine. So I wish you all a very good evening. Good luck to the shortlisted authors, and please give Liz a very warm welcome to the stage to present the awards.
Thank you, Hazel. Hello. Welcome to the Books in My Bag Reader Awards 2020, sponsored by National Book Tokens. National Book Tokens is celebrating its 90th year anniversary, so huge congratulations to them. I'm Liz Fenwick, and I'll be your host for the evening. It's great to have so many people from the world of books here with us at Foyles Charing Cross, and thank you to everyone who's watching the live stream. The Books in My Bag team works on many projects throughout the year, including Bookshop Day, Irish Book Week, Independent Bookshop Week, Indie Book of the Month, and of course, Reader Awards. All of these projects have one purpose: to encourage you to buy books from your local bookshop. By shopping with your local bookshop, you are supporting local jobs, the local economy, and your local community. You are spending your money with businesses that pay their taxes and provide a real service. You are having conversations with real people with a real passion and knowledge of books that they are selling. The Books in My Bag Reader Awards are the only book awards with shortlists curated by booksellers and winners chosen by readers like you. Booksellers across the UK and Ireland have nominated their favourite books from the last year. A panel made up of booksellers from Burt's Books, Blackwell's, Foyles, Waterstones, and Wonderland Bookshop then curated the shortlist for the nominations. Throughout October, readers have been voting to decide the winners of our 7 categories. Tonight, we will reveal those winners and will be helped along the way by some of the booksellers who have made these awards possible. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shortlists and find out who those winners are. First up, we have the fiction category. The shortlisted titles tackled varied themes, such as bullying, top secret government witches, what life there is in the deep sea, and love in the gaming world. The titles shortlisted for fiction category are, there we go, Heaven by Right, sorry. Freezing here. Okay. My echo I apologize. I'm a dyslexic, and sometimes the letters move on the page, and this is one of the occasions. My Keto Kayakami, Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson, Our Wives Under the Sea by Julia Armfield, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow by Gabrielle Zevin. To present the award, please welcome to the stage John Webb from W.H. Smith.
Okay. And the winner of the Fiction Award is Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson.
Weighty. Hi. I shan't act surprised because they did tell me. It would feel ingenuous. But however, last week I was incredibly shocked. I was shooketh because I honestly didn't think that I stood a chance against these authors. And in particular, is Julia Armfield in the room? I loved your book so much. I think it's my favourite novel of the last 12 months. So personally, thank you for Our Wives Under the Sea. But a huge thank you to the Booksellers Association and all the booksellers. It's about 12 months now since the proofs of Her Majesty's Royal Coven went out, and it's such a fucking weird book. Oh, I swore on the live feed, sorry. Just the once I win this then. It was about a year since the proofs went out, and it's so weird. It's like witches and Spice Girls and trans rights. And I wrote it during COVID. I thought we were all going to die, genuinely. So I really didn't think that anybody was ever going to read it. And the first people to read it were booksellers. And I remember the first week on Twitter after... Twitter, R.I.P. I remember the first week after it was on Twitter and seeing booksellers starting to talk about it, and especially millennial booksellers who are in their sort of 30s and 40s and were kids of the 90s like I was. And I was like, my gosh, maybe I've written a book that people want to read. Maybe my flop era has finally ended. And a huge thank you to Natasha Barden and HarperCollins, Harper Voyager for publishing the book as well. I'm not really used to not being a flop, so it's lovely. And finally, you know, I didn't think Her Majesty's Royal Coven was an awardsy book. Genre books, science fiction, fantasy and horror books tend not to be recognised, least of all when they're about trans characters, because successful trans people don't really fit the media narrative. So I cannot tell you how much this prize means. I'm going to treasure it, so thank you so much, and thanks for having us tonight. Bye.
Fantastic. Thank you, John and Juno. On to our second award of the evening, and a set of books that look at COVID and austerity, time travel, and Earth's prehistory, marginalised minorities, and working-class childhood and adolescence. Our non-fiction shortlist titles are Ghost Signs by Stu Hennigan, Other Lands, A World in the Making by Thomas Halliday, The Transgender Issue by Sean Fay, Without Warning and Only Sometimes by Kit DeWall. I'm delighted to introduce Darren McLaughlin from Bookhouse Bristol to present this next award.
Thank you. And I am very pleased to announce that the winner of the Non-Fiction Award is a local hero in Bristol, Sean Fay, for The Transgender Issue.
Thanks for coming up from Bristol.
There you go.
Thank
thank you. Oh, that's a really special that it came from Bookhouse. Gino, I feel like the Sunday Times might be right. We're taking over. Thank you. Yes, so much. Yeah, when I found out I won this award, I was quite shocked too. I kind of expected fully with this book that it probably wouldn't win any awards, like Christina Aguilera about her album Bionic. I thought it was too ahead of its time. And I kind of, I am really grateful to have won this award because of the fact that it has connections being shortlisted by booksellers and then voted on by readers, because that's really a fulfillment of how this book's been successful. It's been the support of booksellers and readers that has really managed to propel this book into the mainstream and its argument into the mainstream, despite the fact that it puts forward a view of the world that is not necessarily popular in institutions, particularly in media, and unfortunately in some parts of the arts in the UK. And I'm hoping that that's soon to change, similar to the fact that Twitter is about to die. I would like to just thank Tom Penn, who edited it, and Eva, who assisted him at Penguin, Alan Lane, Mika, who's here this evening, who did all the amazing marketing, all the booksellers will know Mika, and to my amazing agent, Emma Patterson, Aiken Alexander. The book wouldn't exist without Emma. She pretty much convinced me to write it. I said I'm never writing a book about trans issues, and then I wrote one called The Transgender Issue. And finally, I'd just like to, this award is really special, I'd like to dedicate it to the memory of a woman called Sophie Gwen Williams. I never met Sophie in person, but we have many mutual friends. Sophie died suddenly in 2021, a few months before the book was published in the UK. She was an artist from Ireland. She wrote with music rather than with words, and a huge activist here in London. And she didn't make it to the age of 30 because of a lot of the issues that I write about in the book, systemic issues with regards to mental health and trans healthcare. And I just think it's worth remembering her in this moment because there are so many trans artists whose potential isn't fulfilled, either in the worst way like that or, in other ways due to the systemic problems I cause. And really, we do need the opportunities. There are so many amazing trans writers and artists in the UK, and I really hope that their potential is going to be realised. So again, I dedicate this to Sophie. Thank you.
Congratulations, Sean. The poetry category is up next. Poetry is an important vehicle for both self-expression and for exploring the identity of others. We've got some really good examples of the power of poetry on our shortlist. The shortlisted poetry titles are Bless the Daughter Raised by a Voice in Her Head by Warsan Shire, The Fire People, a collection of British, Black and Asian poetry by Lem Sisay. Limbic by Peter Scalpello. 100 Queer Poems edited by Mary Jean Chan and Andrew McMillan. To present this award, please welcome back to the stage Hazel Broadfoot, President of the Booksellers Association and owner of the Village Books in Dulwich.
And the winner of the Poetry Award is The Fire People, edited by Lem Sisay. Lem isn't here this evening, but he has recorded a short video message for us.
Thank you for the Readers' Award for the Books Are My Bag Awards. I really appreciate it. But an anthology is a team effort. There are so many incredible writers who are in The Fire People. And the team at the Canongate Books, Francis Bickmore, Jamie Bing, and all of the team there make it a really special place to be around for for someone like myself. So and also to KO, who wrote More Fire, which is acknowledging Fire People. Thanks to him as well, and thanks to Books Are My Bag as well, because books are my bag.
And to collect the award, would you please welcome to the stage one of the poets whose work features in the book, Selina Gordon.
I just want to say something for a minute. Just this book, The Fire People, it changed my life, really. Where are we? We were 1998. I couldn't get published for shit. I couldn't get any chance. No, I couldn't get a break, basically. But Lem Sissay took me under his wing, but not just me. Malika Booker, Roger Robinson, names that you know. And it's just amazing to see this full circle and to see this come round. And this was before The Good Immigrant and before IC3 and before so many amazing books that illuminated Black British talent. And I'm not Lem, but hey! Thank you very much. Thank you, Books in My Bag. Thank you, Canongate.
Thank you, Hazel, and congratulations to all the poets involved. On to our category for younger readers next. Now, this category might be called young adult fiction, but we all know that there are plenty of not-so-young adults reading these books as well. Such is the quality of the writing for this age group. The titles shortlisted for the young adult fiction category are All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown, I Kissed Shara Wheeler by Casey McQuiston, The King is Dead by Benjamin Dean, When Our Worlds Collided by Daniel Jawando. Here to present the award is David Coates from Blackwell's in Manchester.
Hello. And the winner of the Young Adult Fiction Award is All That's Left in the World by Eric J. Brown. Eric can't be here tonight, unfortunately, but he has left a short video message. Here we go.
It is such an incredible honor to be accepting this award. So to National Book Tokens, thank you so much for sponsoring the Books Are My Bag Awards. To the booksellers who chose this shortlist of amazing books this year, thank you so much. And especially to the readers who chose All That's Left in the World. Releasing a debut novel is not easy. Releasing one during a pandemic is even more difficult, and releasing a debut novel about a pandemic during a pandemic is pretty rough. So the response from readers and booksellers has been absolutely incredible. I can't thank you enough, and I hope that all of you enjoy what I have coming next.
Up next is children's fiction, arguably the most important category of the night, because it's as children that we hope readers begin their lifetime habit of reading for pleasure. The shortlisted titles are Grimwood, Let the Fur Fly by Nadia Shireen, Like a Charm by Elle McNichol, Loki, A Bad God's Guide to Being Good by Louis Stoll, Skandar and the Unicorn Thief by A.F. Stedman. Now I hand over to Helen Tamblin-Saville from Wonderland Bookshop.
Hi everyone, I'm delighted to announce that the winner of the children's fiction is Loki, A Bad God's Guide to Being Good by Louis Stoll.
Hello. So I was originally thinking about making a joke about Loki fixing the vote, but I thought, considering the midterms, that felt in bad taste. Also, I was told by my PR that I've got to use another word than thrilled, because that's what everyone in publishing uses. So I've gone with, I'm bowled over to win. Publishing a book always feels like taking something precious and personal and flinging it into the dark, whirling abyss of market forces. So I want to say thank you for lighting this book's way as it flies through the airless vacuum of capitalism. Thank you, booksellers, for guiding readers towards Loki in a world of seemingly baffling choice. And thank you, readers, for choosing Loki. And thank you both readers and booksellers for voting for Loki. Your loyalty is noted and he will spare you when Ragnarok comes. I know that Loki is first and foremost a funny book with fart jokes and scrawling doodles, but it's also fundamentally a hopeful story. It's about the possibility of change. I hope many readers can see themselves in Loki, imperfect, wild, and sometimes inappropriate, but also free to become whoever they choose, except perhaps a horse, because that is Loki's thing. Loki would like to say thank you to the award's sponsors, Book Tokens, and can everyone please use all said Book Tokens to buy book 2, as he has to fund his crisp habits somehow. Thank you to Books on My Bag for running an award worthy of Loki's godlike and handsome excellence. And thank you too to everyone who helped create the book. Thank you first and foremost to my wife, Karen, my co-creator in everything I write or draw or make. You're a constant source of inspiration and the best wife ever. And thank you, Molly, my agent, who is clever and funny and just terrifying enough. And thank you to everyone at Walker for being the best home I could ever imagine for Loki. Thank you all. It's quite heavy.
Excellent. Thank you, Helen and Louis. Now on to the Breakthrough Author category. This award could be for a debut author. It might be an author who has switched genre they write in, or the audience they write for. Or it might be an established author who has suddenly had a huge leap in sales or recognition. The writers shortlisted for the Breakthrough Author are Maikito Kawakami, author of Heaven and All Lovers in the Night and Breasts and Eggs; Alice Osman, creator of Heartstopper series; Jamie Smart, creator of the Bunny vs. Monkey series; and Gabrielle Zevin, the author of Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Please welcome Alex Call from Bert's Book to present.
Bright lights. And the winner of the Breakthrough Author Award is Alice Osman. Alice isn't with us tonight, but we do have a short video from her.
Hi, thank you so much for voting for me as Breakthrough Author of 2022. I really appreciate it, especially to all of the booksellers who voted. Thank you so much.
I said it was short. Accepting on Alice's behalf is Alice's editor, Rachel Wade, and Alice's agent, Claire Wilson.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. I think the speech has been done, so we're...
Congratulations, Alice. We've reached the final award of the evening. The Reader's Choice Award doesn't have a shortlist because the category invites readers to nominate their favorite book they've read this year. It could be anything from any genre. It doesn't even have to have been published this year. To present the Reader's Choice Award, Gabby Lee from Waterstones.
And the winner of the Reader's Choice Award is Heartstopper by Alice Osman. As you may have heard, Alice is not here tonight to accept the award, but here is a short video from her.
Hi, thank you so much for voting for Heartstopper Volume 1 as the Reader's Choice. I just thank you to everyone who's been involved in the journey of Heartstopper over the years. It's been such an amazing year for Heartstopper, so this award really means a lot. Thank you so much. And I'll invite Claire and Rachel back to the stage to accept this award. Thank you very much.
Want to come and... Checking out. Yeah. I mean, wow. I feel like I have to say a few words. I think it would be fair to say that booksellers have been first and foremost the ones to welcome Heartstopper with open arms, and it really means everything to Alice and to us as her publishers. that they have brought her to her readers with such huge success. I know that Alice would have loved to have been here and to receive both these awards, so on her behalf, thank you. Thank you.
What an evening. Congratulations to all of tonight's shortlistees and winners. If you haven't read all the books, then fear not. Head to your local bookshop to pick up your copies. And a quick reminder that there are just over 6 weeks left to get your gift shopping done. If you need some inspiration, then perhaps one of the books mentioned this evening will fit the bill. Or you can talk to your local bookseller for a recommendation. After all, books are for everyone, and they are the only gift you can open again and again. Thank you to Foyles for hosting us. Thank you to all our sponsors. Thank you to all of the booksellers involved for curating a magnificent shortlist. Thank you to our guests here at Foyles and to those at home. For those that are here, don't forget to pick up your goodie bag before you leave. There are lots of reading delights in there, including a National Book Token to spend in your local bookstore. And finally, a massive thank you to all of you who have tuned in and have been buying and reading the shortlisted titles and voting for your favorites. I hope that you've had a great evening. And I leave you with a very special video on why choose bookshops. Thank you.
My name is Lenny Henry, and I choose bookshops because
they're a kind of ideal parish for me.
Everything ever written, everywhere is just in a bookshop.
they're a wonderland of magic and fantasy and imagination.
You can be anyone you want in a bookshop. You can stand in somebody else's shoes, you can travel the world, you can travel through time.
And they have a mate, oh, I can't believe I've actually stood next to it. There we go, one of the great books.
But when I walk into a good bookshop, there is still for me that sense of possibility.
I choose bookshops because I love them, and bookshop people are my kind of people.
Who really know what they're talking about and can give you hand-picked recommendations.
Experts in reading, people whose job it is to put the right book into the right hands.
When you step through the door, you feel like you're amongst friends.
And coming and talking to you about, if you like this, how about you try that as well?
Like you have like staff recommendations.
I also like the feel of people being around me who also like books.
And you'll look over and you'll be like, what are you buying? And then you get sort of book envy.
Like I just made friends with two people over there then, because we were looking at the same table of books.
It's always good to have somebody to kind of show you what's out, what's available, how to expand your reading, your collection.
I love going to a serene, quiet space that's just filled with the smell of books. You know the smell I mean.
And I like to feel the weight and heft of the tome that I'm potentially about to buy.
Some of my greatest pleasure is coming into a bookshop.
They're also incredibly important spaces in any community.
The beating heart of the high street, if you like.
Bringing together people of all ages, right down to tiny toddlers at story time.
There was a quaint little corner bookshop, and I always used to go there when I was stressed.
You're going to your favourite bookshop. I hope you're finding new bookshops.
You walk through the door and you know you could be lost here for hours.
Yeah, we need more of them, really.
It's a rich and lovely experience.
They are
just mouth-wateringly good.
Like, is there any other options?
Choose bookshops.
They might choose a voyage to stars and black holes, or to relive their team's most legendary goals, to learn how to draw, to grow, to bake, or scare themselves silly and stay wide awake. From the depths of love to the depths of the ocean, give a gift beyond words. Give a National Book Token.